Hey.
Hey,
Happy Wednesday.
happy Wednesday.
Look at me. They catching me sending the link to the last groups of people. Come on, because it's time to get up in here.
Right.
It's time for the Hustle and Shine podcast.
You need to hustle and get into the Hustle and Shine podcast. Okay.
I'm not even gonna, I ain't even gonna knock it. Listen to this. First of all, girl, welcome back.
Thank you. Hi guys.
The people have missed you.
Hi. I missed y'all too. Life been busy. I'm thankful. But life been busy with all kind of stuff. Good, bad, and different medical stuff. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna dip out to all the pools apparently. But I'm here. I'm back. Not only am I back to Hustle and Shine, I'm back in America.
Right, because you was abroad a while.
Listen,
Well,
thankfully, Thanos let me back in.
I'm just saying you was out of the country, so you had a passport. So
That don't mean nothing. I heard he was trying to
that's,
get. That don't mean nothing right now. I heard he been trying to get people.
look at me being naive. But anyway,
Thankfully, I'm back.
yeah, let's welcome the people and welcome to the Hustle and Shine podcast. It is me, Tiffany Mathias, the one true Phoenix.
It's your girl Mel V, the MV Pen, and we are missing our sister, the Queen Pen. Today, she needed a minute because life be life for all of us sometimes. So,
I'm just saying, I think she took a perfect episode to take a break.
yeah.
Rest is not an option. Releasing grind culture for life, and this came up in one of our planning little chats or whatever it is, and she was like, "I want to discuss this. We already knew May we were going green. The diamonds were going green. I'm wearing green. So Kelly is green. The diamonds are going green for Mental Health Awareness Month." And one of the stories that sparked our interest was about this a chef down in, I believe she's down in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, it is sad to say that she worked herself. She was on her grind until she went to sleep and did not wake up. Even after speaking on her social media platforms about being tired and her body not feeling well and she needed rest. And so when the Queen Pen was like, Phoenix, I'm not gonna make tonight's show. I don't have it to pour back into the community tonight. I said, girl, say nothing else.
Okay.
Say nothing else. Say nothing else. Because I believe our people will understand. This is the community that we're building, where we give grace, we give understanding, but more importantly, we know that everyone who is here with us are on some form of a spiritual and healing journey. And who are we to not listen to what our bodies are saying in their healing and keep pushing forward? So, and
Absolutely.
then you just sipped your stuff, and I just realized my water is on the other side. And y'all know I drink water throughout the show. My water, bro.
Tell somebody, send somebody a text, tell them to bring you your cup.
I'm by myself tonight.
Oh. Okay.
But anyway, that's what's going on.
Yes. So we will let her rest, but yeah, today's a really good day. Like this whole month of mental health awareness, I think, and it's this topic today. It's very valid because I feel like we've all been at some point. You've had to take days off. I've had to take some days off where we just needed a minute to sit and get our mentals together and be okay. And so often, um, people don't feel like they can because of whatever role, because of their role as a mother, as a wife, as an entrepreneur. You just don't feel like you have space to stop and take a break. And I think one thing that I've learned is that you can either take a break or a break will take you. But one way or another, you're going to have a seat. And I had to learn that. Like, I have been sat down a few times and was like, oh, okay. We're going to just sit and have a seat. So, but before we get into the show, before we hop over, y'all already know what y'all supposed to do. We need y'all to go like, comment, subscribe, tag some people in here because we are dealing with mental health this whole entire month. And today we're talking about the grind culture. And I know y'all know some people that are on the grind 24/7. If you're not the one on the grind 24/7. So tag some people, tell them to get in here. And let's talk about this grind. Rest is not an option.
Rest is not an option, right?
It's not.
Um, and I'm gonna, you know me, I'm gonna talk about the things that the elders taught me when I was growing up, and we're gonna have to release some things. But I just wanted to give like a little intro into it now that we got some more people coming into the space, and it says, um, mental health is not a buzzword, but it's a real part of our daily lives that affect how we work, love, parent, and simply exist. The numbers are loud, and the stories behind them are even louder. There are so many stories out there of people not listening to their bodies. And as you just said, if you don't make time for the rest, you will get put down, right?
Rest will make time for you.
The rest will make the time for you. But beyond that, mental health isn't just about resting. It's really about exploring how you show up in the world. And I want to talk about whether it's as a child, we begin to, as children, the seeds are planted about how we handle stress and handle, anxiety. And I think of things such as when little boys are upset, them being told boys don't cry,
Mm-hmm.
boys don't display emotion. It's a sign of weakness. And then how that then trickles into toxic masculinity and men who do not talk, and all of the dominoes that then fall from that, from the seed of being
Mm-hmm.
planted that boys are not supposed to cry, they're not supposed to show emotion. Or
Hmm.
when it comes down to our girls and our community, the just piling on it, just the levels of responsibility that get put
Mm-hmm.
on them from early ages, whether it's such as myself, I am an oldest daughter, the responsibilities that come along with being an oldest daughter, sometimes a junior parent in the household and in the family. It gets planted as a child to the point that you're not even sure where to begin. So
Yeah.
we're gonna help you with some of those things there. So stick around, keep tagging the people, letting them know that they should be coming on in here. Let us know that they're here. And let's drop some hearts, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? Let's give a green heart a 1, right? If you're feeling low in your mental health, drop a green heart. Or if you're on a computer, type the word green heart. If you are feeling somewhere in the middle, let's put a yellow heart. And if you are very strong in your mental health, let's put a red heart, like something of that. But let us know that you're in here. Let's engage with this.
Absolutely.
Let's get into this conversation.
Yes. Where we starting at? I
Well,
will rest while I am alive. Listen.
so I took that straight from the Book of the Elders, right? You ever heard the older people say, "I will rest when I'm dead"?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that doesn't make sense because you're dead. Like you don't get to enjoy the rest. But there are so many people who have worked themselves to death. And so what the Queen Pen has shared with us was this young lady, this chef coming out of, and I believe it is Georgia. Her name was Keita Cole. And she passed away, joined the ancestors towards the end of April. It looks like maybe around April 24th, 25th.
Mm-hmm.
But there were screenshots shared of her social media posts. And she said on the 19th, "I'm so tired, sad face. I need another me, one that work and one that can kick it because I can't do it all anymore." On the 21st, she took 3 days off from rest, and on the 25th, she did not wake up.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
the post where she said she was tired and needed rest, someone came into her comments and said, "Is you cooking today, sis?" And she said, "Of course I am."
Right. That's the part that was the part that threw me. Like the selfishness. Like it was like, oh, I'm so sorry you tired, but it was, are you cooking today? Or then it was another one that was like, oh man, like she was. It was like, I hope you're cooking
They
today.
said hire some staff or something like
No,
that.
no, it was the one that was like, oh man, I had like she had like I have an event or something. I was hoping I could get some food or like something. It was like total disregard, like total disregard of the fact that homegirl was just like, I'm tired. It was like, yeah, 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 you're tired, but I want food. So you cooking or not? And
Yeah,
I can relate to that because I thought people be doing me like that with them. I can
yeah,
relate.
I found it on April 21st. She's posted, "I'm taking the next 3 days off. Kita needs rest." And someone came in the comments and said, "Damn, I got a load dropping downtown. I was hoping you was open today." She said, "No, it's my only day closed." And someone responded to that, "Hire some folks."
Right.
The audacity.
Like, I mean, audacity is an understatement. The just blatant level of selfishness. Like, I don't care if you gotta cook my food from the side of your bed. I want some food. You know, and then it's like, and all of these people, I promise you, and the sad part is, and this is, I've heard people like make comments like this, and it boils my blood. Is that when the announcement came out that she passed, so many of these people's first thoughts was, "Oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to get my food."
Hmm.
You know, and I mean, and they didn't post it and say this, but you can just tell by their response of her simply saying, "I'm tired, I need a break," and their response for like, "I don't care about that, we want some food." I can just imagine that their response after this woman has now passed, was not even like, "Oh my God, she passed, she was so young, she was this." It was really probably a thought about them not being able to get her food no more.
Now where I'm gonna give my XYZ or whatever it is, a total lack of respect for who she was outside of the kitchen. I spent 20 plus years in retail customer service management. Talk about this all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they always put a name tag on you, right? As soon as you get a job, one of the things I give you with your codes and stuff to get into the registers and clock in and out is I give you a name tag because you got to let the world know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And when you become a manager or a supervisor, the tag changes, you get a little something on it. And I always had to remind people that before you put this tag on me, I was a person. I was a human being. When I take this tag off, I'm a person. I'm a human being. When she turned that stove off, when she took her chef hat and apron off, she was still a person. She was a daughter. She was maybe a mother, a
Mm-hmm.
significant other, a sister, a friend, a confidant. She was still a person. And the the reverberation of her passing is still quaking in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you
while
wanted to get some food.
right, and while she is gone, her family now have to figure out how to honor and memorialize her, to give her a proper send off, and then how to begin their lives without her. How dare you think of, oh man, where am I gonna get my grub from?
Yeah. But that's people, that's the selfishness of people as a whole. Like we are a very, very, very much so self-centered culture right now. Like this era is very, very self-centered. It's really about, how does this benefit me? How does this affect me? How does this inconvenience me? How does this, it's very me, 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 me.
Yes.
And I used to, it's funny, we did a show a while back and I talked about this, and I one of the statements I made was about when we ask people, how are you? It has become such a formality that it's just part of our greeting without any real conscious care or concern about what that person's answer really is. We don't
Right.
say it because we genuinely want to know how are you. We say it because it's part of the paragraph that we're supposed to say in a greeting. Hey, how are you? How you doing today? It's just you just say it. But how often do you really stop to process that person's answer? Because normally it's very quick. It's like, hey, how you doing? And that person's like, oh, I'm good. Okay, so can we? You just skipped over.
A whole bunch of things. What I wonder though is behind every person who hustles and grinds,
Mm-hmm.
there is a why. There is a reason behind why they work the way that they do. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, when the person is black or brown or indigenous, we know that is tied into systemic racism and enslavement and all of those nuances, right? I'm not brushing past those, right? But I want to get to a more modern of the why for the grind.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people are grinding for the wrong reason. Yes, there are people who they have to grind, they have to work the way that they do in order to maintain basic things like maintain a roof over their heads, maintain having food in their cabinets and clothes on their backs. But then there are people who are out there and the diamond writer community, I'm gonna address us first because I see several of us in the chat now and I know we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of us have a job, a 9 to 5, a 10 to 6, a 12 to 8, whatever it is. All of us have a job, some form of commitment where we spend a minimum of 40 hours a week giving our time, our essence, and our soul to that. And then we turn around and we have catering companies, we have event planning businesses, we have nonprofits, we have all of these things there where we give another, and I'm just going to ballpark it, a minimum of say 20 hours a week. That is a 60-hour work week, 52 weeks a year. And we still manage to pump out books for you every year. Show up on Wednesdays with some dope content and heavy discussion. And some of us are doing it for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think for those of us who are in the community, a lot of us are here because it's part of our healing, it's part of our journey. The side hustle, like that's the passion project. That's where if we could do something other than what we do in our careers, this is what we would be doing. But I believe there are people who are out there who are doing it because they want to as they what is it, the Bow Wow challenge, they want to pump fake for the gram,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm out here,
Yeah.
and I got all these things here and the only way to do it is to hustle and
Yeah.
grind.
Yeah.
But is the notoriety that comes with this insta fame worth it?
Yeah.
What
And
did you say?
not just the notoriety. Like is what comes with the over zealous financial gain worth it? Because granted, like you were saying, hustling to be able to maintain your lifestyle, to take care of your family, to the necessities of life, understood. But like you said, those that are like grinding for that next, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be this, and that all sounds great. And I mean, listen, I think if we all could be, we would be like, sure, I'd take $1 million. But I know I've had a conversation about it, and I was like, I just want, like, my goal in life is to be comfortable,
Right.
is to be where like I can take care of myself, take care of my family, and I'm not worried about the bare necessities of life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't. Now, if God blessed me with it, I'm not gonna turn it down. But my goal in life, I'm not out here trying to be like a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Cause there's a whole nother headache that comes with that I don't want no parts of. But then it's like, how is it necessary? Like, what, you know, do I need that? Like, do
No.
I need 36 bedrooms? Why
What
do I need?
what I'm doing with all that?
I don't even have 36 people I want at my house at the same time. Like,
How about that? I don't know if I know 36 people like outside of the ones that I share DNA with. And after about 2 or 3 days, most of us are gonna want to be away from each other anyway, you know. But I
mhm,
don't know that many people that I would need this much space in my house, right?
yeah, I
I
don't
love
need
it.
that.
It's beautiful. But it's like now what I barely leave my room and my living room most days. Like I need to have I mean, maybe it'd be nice, but I don't think I need like at home theater.
Yeah.
Maybe I want the kids to have a play or a game room in the basement, you know, so they could go play their video games. My son could go bounce balls off of the walls instead
Yeah,
of
maybe. Mhm.
but it's just I don't even know what to call these rooms. Like set access.
And then is it worth the sacrifice?
That part.
Because I think one thing that comes along with living in grind mode all the time is living in survival mode. It goes hand in hand. Like, if you're constantly living in grind mode, it forces you into a realm of survival mode,
Right.
because now you're trying to figure out how to get all these other things done along with keeping this business going. So now it's like survival mode. How many hours of sleep do I need to get to the next day? Not to be healthy. Okay, I could survive off 3 hours of sleep. I could survive off of eating, these graham crackers and this water. I can survive. You're in survival mode. You're doing just enough to be able to sustain your energy or your whatever for that day to the next day. Eventually you're gonna have to do more. You're gonna have to do more than survive, and that's literally what happens, unfortunately, like with this young lady. Is you are running your body into the ground. I had to learn that the hard way. As an entrepreneur, it's hard to stop when it's yours and there's nobody else to take on the role, nobody else to pick up the mantle. If
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it, it doesn't get done. It's hard, especially when you're trying to develop it into something that is sustainable. But you then have to realize, or I know I had to realize, is that, well, guess what? If I drop down today, it ends here. All of everything that I did is for naught because it ends here. And you gotta just take that minute. And like I said earlier, I've been sat down. Like, I have had moments where the universe, God, was like, okay, oh, you don't want to sleep, you don't want to sit down, no problem. I'm gonna make it so you have no choice. You can't get out of bed. You can't move. You can't do anything. And that's when what do you do at that point?
Yeah. All of this grinding and all of this hustling and all of this like burning the candle at both ends. When do you actually get to enjoy the fruits of your success? Look at how many celebrities and people of affluence have had to um, check into hospitals for exhaustion. Like literally, they are exhausted, they're dehydrated, they're malnourished. If they go out and on stage to perform for you, they're liable to collapse and fall out. And when do all of these beautiful homes and mansions and when do they get to enjoy it? I want to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor while I still have the teeth to chew it.
Yeah. No, seriously. Seriously. But then, and this the things that you miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's moments. Um, the one thing we're talking about, the one thing you cannot ever get back is time.
It's
You can't.
definitely.
You can always make more money. You can always make more product. You can always have another idea. There's nowhere you can go and be like, I think I need to pick up a new batch of time. Like
They move
the
you around
seasoning,
all the time.
huh? Right.
They
The
move you
seasoning.
around all the time. We were talking about a couple of like months ago where they were going. I forgot what you said it was called, and the guy they like everything was done like through their
Oh,
skin or their
yeah.
fingerprint, whatever.
Yeah.
And
With Justin Timberlake.
yep,
Yeah, I think it was called Out of Time or something like that. But yeah, no, like, and it's real. Like, imagine, and it's wild to think, but I'm like, imagine if that was real life. Like, imagine if in like real life we really
yep.
had to be super conscious about how we spent every minute of our life, and like, is what I'm about to do in this minute worth it?
Not in this economy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't think about that. We don't think about that, but it's like when you stop and think about it, was that extra hour that you stayed at the office, or that extra hour you stayed, on that call, or that extra hour you stayed in that meeting, was that worth missing your child or your nieces or your god kids recital? Was it worth not being able to read a bedtime story to your kid? Like, was it worth, not being able to spend that last couple of hours with your parent? Was it There's so many things that we take for granted and we miss because we are so rooted in, oh, I just got to get this done, because if I can get this done, I can make a better life for my family and make a better life. But I'm like, but then those moments, you don't get those back.
No.
And it doesn't matter what you build, what you create, what you manifest in the future. It doesn't make up for those moments you missed before. And you see it all the time with like with parents and who have done all this stuff and created this fabulous life for their kids, and their kids are upset and they like, I don't understand why you're mad. You have everything, I give you everything, and the kids are like, I just want time. Like,
I
I just wish you showed up to my baseball game. I just wish that you took time to talk to me. I wish it's and that's that survival mode. Like, you go and you go and you go and just to make it to the next moment, to the next meeting, to the next call, to the next big deal, to the next contract. When does it end?
yeah. I used to tell my children's father all the time that it was his presence that was more important to them than the present he was going to bring. Because though gifts are great, gifts are my love language. I love me a good gift, right? I love me a good gift, right? And when I say a good gift, my my present could be coming home to a chilled bottle of wine and some chocolate. Like that's what I
Right.
mean. Like, it doesn't have to be diamonds and all those extra. I don't mind them, but it doesn't have to be. The point of the matter is,
Right.
it is a tangible thing which I could either lose, break, outgrow, um, all these things here. I cannot,
Mhm.
unless I end up with Alzheimer's, lose the memory of the time that we spent together.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to children and parents, especially in their foundational years, your presence is ever important because it's those things that they look back on, like, did mom and dad attend my baseball games? Who was sitting in the stands when I was at basketball? Or Lord traveled up and down I-95 to dance competitions, like whatever it is, those
Yep.
are the things that they remember, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to pose a question to our audience members. We got quite a few people in
Get
here.
out my head.
Let's go and drop it in the chat. From your childhood, what is a memory that you have that can't a value be put on it? What is something that happened to you or with you, with your family? What something that you can't put value on? That if your parent was out there hustling, if they were out there grinding, they were out there doing whatever, they wouldn't have been able to do this thing with you, right?
Yeah.
Um, for me, one that comes to mind, been dancing since I was a little girl. I remember one time my elementary school used to have these spring dance festivals. Every class, every grade, they would do a dance. We'd have make a big day of it and everything like that. And my dad would never come. One, he was like, I'm at work. But two, he just didn't want to see his baby girl growing up dancing. And I remember one time looking up in the schoolyard and there was my daddy at the fence at my dance competition. And it was the one and only time my daddy saw me dance.
Mm.
And I'm not talking about, at a party or whatever it is. I'm talking about perform choreography. Can't nobody take that away from me.
Yeah.
Daddy saw me dance and he told me how proud he was of me. And then he got mad because he said the teacher put too much makeup on my face, but that's another conversation. So let's see who's hopping in the comments and what people are sharing with us.
Absolutely. We got a couple diamonds in here. We see Miss Lady J.A. Danielle. Hey, hey. Miss Maverick Mama Kiara. Thank you for being with us today. What she say? Kiara said, rest was my ancestors' wildest dreams. They died wishing they could rest. I will be the fulfillment of their dreams. Come on. Drop a bar. Ivory, Michelle, Marlene, all the diamonds in here. Molly Ben Amos, Mathias, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. So let's see. Danielle shared a memory. She said the way mom showed up to every parent teacher conference, even when battling cancer. That's major. Like, yeah, just showing up. Like, I remember for me with my dad, like, we used to have daddy daughter dates. Like, and it'd be the like just anything. We would go to the movies, we would go to the park, we would go out to dinner, but we would like intentionally. He would intentionally make sure that we had like daddy daughter dates where we got just me and him go spend time, talk. Um, and as I got older, he started using those dates to kind of one to expose me to like different parts of culture. So like he would take me to theater or to museums and things like that, but just to expose me to other aspects of the world and culture that, as young children of color, we don't necessarily get exposed to all the time. But just making sure like he made, and my dad was very much an introvert. He was not a very social person at all. So just him taking that time to be like, okay, let's go to the movies, let's go bowling, let's go shoot pool, let's just something, and making sure that we had that moment. Like those are memories. Now that my dad is not here, things that I remember,
Yeah.
And I sometimes I'm cleaning out stuff and I'll go through a bag and I'll find something, a memento of something from one of the things we went to. And there's nothing, there's no amount of money he could have left behind or given me that would have surpassed the impact that those moments had on me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I'm thinking about my dad again and it being May, it's my youngest daughter's birthday month. And my dad used to take, and my mom used to take the Tuesday after Memorial Day off from work, making like a really
Mm-hmm.
super long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned it into Wabbit Day, Wabbit with a W, in which they would request that baby girl spend the day with them. This was her day. It was Wabbit Day. When I tell you they feeding this girl crab legs, she up here watching Michael Myers horror movies, like just doing the most, right?
Right.
There will be, there is nothing that anybody can ever say about my parents to
Mm-hmm.
my daughter where she's not gonna be like, not my nana and papa, because they introduced me to crab legs because I'm allergic to seafood and shellfish, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't having that in my house. But yeah, giving her crab legs and exposing her to horror movies.
Right.
Rabbit Day.
Best life, best days of her life.
Best day ever. Uh, we
Right.
got another share in the chat. Got Kiara here. She said, "Going to the park with my aunt those times preserves my innocence and in my sanity as a child, as a kid." Yeah,
Yeah,
you just don't know. And then when children are growing up in environments that may not necessarily be as healthy and conducive to their growth, to be able to have these moments at the museum, to have, a day to themselves where they get treated, a little extra special, get taken out to the park and exposed, they become even more of like brighter glimmer moments
yeah,
in their memory.
yeah.
And you can't do that if you're out there grinding and not connecting with the people who you out here allegedly grinding for, right?
Absolutely.
They say they doing it for their family, right?
Always, right, right. But let's even take it away just from like kids and families, like just your life, like your friends, your partner, your spouse. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not just about the impact that you make in your children's lives or children's lives growing up, but it's how you formulate friendships. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your friendships, your relationships in your lives, like making time to show up. You know, if every time your friend, somebody having a baby shower, somebody's having something, and you can't come because you gotta work, and you ain't gonna make it because you gotta be here, you're missing out on those monumental moments to further seal the foundation and formulate those relationships and elevate them. Because these are the same people that when you need someone to show up, you're gonna hope and want they show up for you. But you
Yeah.
can't always be the one that's missing, that's unavailable to show up for the people in your lives because you're constantly grinding on what's in front of you. And the sad part is, if you probably took a little minute and took a step back and invested a little bit more time in the people around you, they might be able to help you. So you ain't grinding so much. But we just, it's, again, I speak from experience when I say I understand how hard it is. So this, I want you guys to know, if you are out here suffering from grind culture and grind mentality, this is not judgment. We are not coming for you because we all know what it's like. I still struggle sometimes. I get cussed out every time I go on a trip, and they be like, "So you gonna bring your laptop?" I am, but I've set boundaries to when that laptop comes out. Um, but it's hard, but we're conditioned because we're conditioned to always want more.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
conditioned to never have enough. We're conditioned to never be satisfied with what we have, to always want what the next person has, to always want more, to always want to level up. We're conditioned for that, and so it's unfortunately it's not our fault that we operate like that. Because that's how we're groomed. You're groomed to be the best. Well, most people, but you're groomed to be the best. Do this, outshine this. You want to be. Nobody ever says, "Oh yeah, it's okay being second best." Nobody ever tells you that. It's okay to win second place. It's okay to not. That's not what we're told, even though it very much is. It very much is. I remember during the Olympics, and I can't think of which Olympian it is right now, honestly. But I think they got like silver or bronze, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it was. And the trolls were just dragging them. Oh, you're supposed to be this, and you only got a silver or bronze, and you're supposed to be this, and I was sitting there like, you're dragging this person for being second
Second best in the world.
in the world. Like first of all, let's even pause on second in the world. The fact that you are amongst the elite that made it to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
One, right there. How dare you have anything to say about anybody that made it to the Olympics? One, because you are creme de la creme in whatever your sport is across the world. Every country, you are it. So that's one. And then two, you competed against the best of the best of the best in the world and came in second or third, and y'all have the audacity to want to critique them.
How how about they critiquing them from their couch?
From your couch.
From your couch with your Twitter fingers, you gonna critique somebody. You know, I we could go down a rabbit hole with that. But what I realized is that in our conversation, we shifted gears and we didn't even take the people into the next subtopic because we only had two subtopics tonight because we knew we were going to be chatting about them. Second subtopic for tonight was I can knock the hustle, right? Sorry, Jay. We can knock the hustle. Um, so now that we done pointed out what a problem is, we done talked about how the problem impacts us. Let's now talk about how we can fix or rectify this problem and overcoming grind culture and moving away from the hustle. Because at the end of the day, this impacts our mental health. We're constantly the brain does not rest. If the brain does not rest, it does not get a chance to recharge, it does not get a chance to rejuvenate, it doesn't get a chance to do what it needs to do for the other organs. So first thing we're going to talk about doing is reclaiming rest. There is a book that we are currently reading at my job. It is called Rest is Resistance by Trisha Hershey. I highly recommend it. You can get it anywhere you get your books from. You can get it digitally. Rest is Resistance. Rest is not a luxury. Rest is not a privilege. It is a birthright.
Right.
It is your birthright to be able to put down something and rest. It is your birthright to be able to say, nope, not today, and not have to explain why it's not today. Yes, procrastination is a thing. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Right. That means if you're not being productive, but if you are being productive, it is okay to log off. So I'm telling everybody right now, I'm tasking you with claiming your rest. All right, Mel, what you got for the people? What's one way they can knock the hustle?
One way you can knock the hustle is be okay with where you are today. It's okay. Like, it's okay with where you are today. If your business is not at the top of the Forbes list today, it's okay. Here's what I do know. It don't matter how much you do today. You're not going to get on the Forbes list today. It takes time. And I'm saying that to say, not saying you can never get there. I'm saying that to say it takes time. So it's okay if you can't do everything today. Be okay with where you are today. If you made it through the day and you accomplished some stuff and you got some things done, be okay with that. There's tomorrow. We get so caught up in beating ourselves up about the things we didn't accomplish today that we don't take time to sit in the things that we did accomplish today. It's okay to get out of that grind hustle thinking that you have to do everything in 24 hours. You can't. It's not. Even the Lord,
And on the same day he rested.
he had to rest. It's okay. It's going to still be there. Outside of something that is going to cause life-threatening injury to you or someone else, it can wait until tomorrow.
And most certainly. Again, because if you work yourself to death, guess what? It still don't get done. All right. I'm gonna give another method of knocking the hustle. Um, Surround yourself with rest oriented people. Surround yourself with people who are of like mind, like spirit, and like energy, who understand that it is okay to put down,
Mm.
right? As you grow and elevate yourself and you're growing your brand, you're growing your business, you're growing whatever it is that you're growing. Because if you're alive, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Every day that you're alive, something in you should be growing, right? So as you are growing, surrounding yourself with other people who understand what it is that you're doing, the path that you are on, and the methods to get there, who will also be who will also work as accountability partners in saying it is okay to rest. As we started the show by saying, Natima reached out earlier this afternoon and said, ladies, I'm not going to be able to do tonight's show. I tried to find somebody to sub in, but I wasn't able to. Okay, say no more. There is no, if you knew behind the scenes the things that this woman did and this woman continues to do, you would wonder, like, how is she still being able to do it? Because every now and then she puts it all down, and she does it feeling guilt in her heart.
Mhm.
And so it's us as her accountability partners who are saying, no, there's no reason to feel guilty about what it is that you're doing. It is okay to rest. Allow us to take something off of your plate that is going to help rejuvenate her.
Mhm.
Always talk about you can't pour from an empty cup. You're supposed to give from your overflow. Recognizing, having people who recognize when you were depleted and it's time for them to pour into you is very key. If you do not have a community of people around you who pour into you and who hold you up, then you are in the wrong community. I might have given my gem already, but come with anything better later on. All
We'll
right,
figure
you
it
got anything else for the people? Anything else to help them knock the
out. I think my next thing for knocking the hustle is let go of the demon of comparison. Let it go. You are you, they are them. If you are constantly chasing someone else's image, someone else's vision, someone else's dream, someone else's opportunity, someone else's lifestyle, first of all, it's impossible. You wanna know why? Because that's their lifestyle, not yours. So even if you get everything that they have, it's not gonna show up for you the way it showed up for them. Because y'all are two different people. Let go of this comparison. Stop watching other people to find out ways you need to emulate or want to put into your life. It's great to have influence, it's great to have goals, it's great to see things and want to accomplish goals that you set other people. But trying to emulate or match your life to someone else's will only ever end in destruction. And you cannot knock the hustle trying to be someone else. That's probably the hardest thing you could ever do in life is to try to be someone you're not. So let go of comparison. Stop looking, oh, well, this person got 6 likes or 20 likes or 1,000 likes, or this person got this many views. Oh, well, this person, their product was in front of this person, or they had this. Stop. That's not your journey. Walk your journey for you. Because I promise you, whatever is meant for you, whatever room you're meant to be in, wherever you're meant to go, whatever you're meant to accomplish, if you stay true to you and follow and be obedient and listen to what God is telling you, you'll get it
Mm-hmm.
when you're supposed to get it. Stop comparing. Stop.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sitting here, I'm looking around my table because, we got to get ready to wrap up and we got to tell the people things that's going on and everything like that. And I don't have a copy of Audacity near me. Where's
You
that?
and me both. Mine, I had mine on the other bed because I had packed up and took it on my trip. They're on the other side. We're terrible. We're fired.
No, we're not.
Fired. Look, we're fired. But we love you guys. But here it is. Boom. Look, we don't have it, but guess what? Boom. It's no longer coming. It's here. It's available now, online, on Amazon, or on our website at www.diamondwriters.com or at your local diamond. So if you got a
Okay.
friend,
And the new platform that rolled out last week,
oh yeah,
TGI, on
yeah,
website.
transparentgeminc.com. So
Yes.
there's no excuse. Moral of the story is there's no excuse because there's so many places where you can get it. So go ahead and be audacious enough to get your copy of Audacity available in paperback and hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
People want big things here at the Diamond Writers, okay? But yes, and what else we got? Prayer
For
call.
Oh, wait,
Go ahead.
wait. Before we go there, before we go to prayer call, and for
Mhm.
those of you who missed it, on Sunday, we had 4 hours of wonderful praise, prayer, and celebration of the release of Audacity. You can hop on over to the Hustle and Shine podcast um, page on YouTube, and you will be able to watch those playbacks. All of the authors who contributed to Audacity got to speak to you directly about their writing process, what's up next, and what it is they want you to take away from their chapter. So go back and watch those playbacks. Watch all of our playbacks. We just so dope. Not
Yeah,
bragging.
right. You'll see some faces that you know, and you'll get to meet some new faces because we got some new authors in this book that you haven't seen yet. So definitely go check that out for sure. Always stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to our Facebook or website, please join our mailing list so you can stay up to date on what's happening. We have quite a few events coming up in different cities. We have some stuff happening in New York and Atlanta. So make sure you're following us so you know where we're going to be and what's going on so you can be there too. Because we want to see you. We want to meet you. We want to shake your hand. What else we got, Tiff? Prayer call.
Now,
If you
prayer.
are interested in being a part of our empowerment prayer call that happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. and every other Saturday, make sure that you visit our website and register, or again, contact your local diamond so we can add you in and get you the link so you can be a part of it and pray with us because we all need some prayer. We all need somebody to pray for us. Life is life, and Thanos is in office. So, things is happening. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely we would love to have you. It is open to men, to our gems and gents. Men and women are welcome. So make sure you check us out and be on there with us. Let's pray with you. We'd love to. Did I miss anything, Tiff? What else we got?
Nope, I think it's drop these gems and we can get up on out of here, get the people back the rest of their evening. We thank y'all for joining us and staying with us. We thank you for all of your comments. I know I am enjoying being in community with y'all, seeing your comments, responding in the moment to what's going on. Almost makes it feel like we're all in the studio together, even though I'm in my kitchen.
So it's time for Here's a Gem. So if you're new to this platform and you're not familiar with what Here's a Gem is, we like to just give y'all a little nugget, little piece of Wyndham's, like it's almost like Jerry's final thought. Remember that back in the day?
The
Here's
best.
a gem. So mine for today, I think I'm just gonna stick. It's very simple. We are now entering the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so check on your strong friends. So often, the friends that we have or family members that seem to always have it together, that seems to always be doing everything, right, or have stuff going on. We tend to feel like they're okay and that they don't need someone to check on them. But usually they're the ones that need someone to check on them the most. So check on your strong friends. And when you ask them how they're doing, take a moment and actually listen to what they say and what they're not saying. That's it for me. Tiff, what you got?
I'm just saying, you ain't dropped the gem in the middle. you've been out the country or doing great grand things and everything like that. I don't even know how to follow up with that one. Um, I'm going to say, as you begin to reprogram yourself and move away from the hustle and the bustle of grind culture, understand that the reason that you're doing it is for your own betterment. The same reason you started hustling, the same reason you started grinding, the same reason you entered the rat race should be the same reason you slow down. It's
Mm.
for you, it's for your family, it's for your loved ones, it's for your life. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, we thank y'all. We appreciate you for tuning in to another episode of Hustle and Sign podcast. We have 3 more episodes left
We
for
have
this
three
year.
more episodes. Yep. We have three more
Yeah.
episodes. All of them this month will be dedicated to addressing some form of mental health awareness, trying to get some guests on who want to discuss mental health. Looking for some social workers, some counselors, some therapists, people who may want to come on and discuss their own journey with their mental health. If you know somebody, if you want to yourself, come on, email us at, what's the email address?
Admin@diamondriders.com.
Admin@diamondwriters.com. Tell us that you want to join us for an episode that's coming up, and then we will pause briefly before we move into our summer, which will of Diamond Heights, and you will begin to meet some more of those new brilliant faces that shared their beautiful stories in the book.
Yes, we change it up. You're gonna get Diamond Heist all summer. So get ready. So make sure you tune in, set your reminders so that you can be here with us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental. Take care of those around you. And until next week, y'all know what to do.
Continue
Continue
to shine.
and shine.
Tell a friend to tell a Jen.
See y'all next week.
Let's go. Let's go. Hustle on the double. Hustle on the double.
Hey,